Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are really getting into Channel Islands Harbor, or CIH. We're setting you up with the essential, forward-looking insights for 2026.
Right.
We've sifted through all the calendars, the community notes, and the reports to bring you the full picture.
And this goes beyond just a list of events. We're really looking at the foundational elements that make a coastal community like this thrive.
Exactly. If you're looking for that perfect coastal destination, CIH consistently punches above its weight. It has the community events, the outdoor adventure, great food.
So we're laying out the operating system of the harbor for you, how it all works, from conservation to local governance.
Let's start with what the reports highlight as one of the most powerful and really successful long-running programs at the harbor. We have to talk about the Ventura County White Sea Bass Enhancement Facility.
Yeah, this is hands-on conservation at its best, and it's returning for another vital year in 2026.
What's so fascinating here is just the scale and the longevity of it all.
It is. This isn't some vague promise of a future cleanup. It's a dedicated hatchery program. And the big news for spring is the expected arrival of 10,000 baby white sea bass in March.
10,000, wow. And they're raised in nearshore pens, right? Right near the Channel Islands sport fishing docks.
Exactly. And that detail is crucial because it makes the whole process so visible to the public. It integrates the conservation effort right into the recreational fishing community.
And that visibility, I imagine that helps with getting people involved.
It directly ties into the program's needs. I mean, raising 10,000 fish is a huge 6-month commitment. The sources really emphasize that the whole operation relies on community volunteers.
So how rigorous is that? Is it just, scooping food into the pens, or is it more complex work?
Oh, it's much more than just feeding time. It's quite rigorous. Volunteers are trained to monitor water quality parameters.
Yeah, things like salinity, oxygen levels, temperature, that kind of thing.
Precisely. And they also perform daily health checks to monitor the fish for any disease or stress. The entire point is to keep them in this optimal protected environment until they're strong enough for the ocean.
And the payoff for all that work is just enormous. The sources note they get released once they hit about 9 inches.
Right, usually around late summer or early fall.
Yeah.
But the bigger picture here is staggering. Since this whole program started back in 1992, they've released over 3 million white sea bass into Southern California waters.
3 million. That number just gives you all the context you need, doesn't it?
It really does. It shows sustained, measurable success. This isn't just an initiative. It's a local success story with a direct, positive ripple effect on fishing and tourism that's been going on for decades.
So that's the lifeblood of the harbor, really. But the human community also needs that educational and cultural heartbeat. Let's pivot to Real Guppy Outdoors.
Real Guppy does a phenomenal job of linking outdoor fun with actual skill building. The materials point out that they host rod building classes and have guest speakers every single Saturday.
Every Saturday. That's a serious commitment. It's not just a one-off summer camp.
Not at all. And they make sure it's accessible. They run a free fishing event every 4th Sunday of the month down at the Port Hueneme Pier.
That's great. It shows a real dedication to outreach, to, breaking down barriers for new anglers.
And speaking of combining community and culture, there's a specific date you should mark down. Friday, February 5th, from 6 to 8 p.m.
What's happening then?
They're hosting the premiere of their new Anglers Fishing Show. And the venue is key here. It's at the Channel Islands Maritime Museum.
Oh, that's a perfect blend. Film, fishing, local history. And the ticket includes a museum tour before the show.
Yeah, you get the film and a cultural outing all in one. And that leads us right to the museum itself. It really is the cultural anchor of the harbor.
It's open Thursday through Monday, noon to 4 p.m. And what makes this one special, I think, is the rarity of the collection.
Exactly. It's not just generic nautical stuff. They have these truly unique, handcrafted model ships, some by the master model builder Edward Marbles.
Breathtaking work.
The detail is renowned. But even more impressive, they have genuine antiquities. Some artwork is over 400 years old.
Wow, so it feels more like an archive of naval history than just a local exhibit.
It really does. And they also maintain a robust schedule of educational talks. We flagged a big one for you, Thursday, January 15th, from 6 to 7 p.m.
And who's speaking?
Dr. Aaron Satterthwaite. The talk is titled, Beneath Pacific Tides.
Sounds fascinating. And I saw a note that museum members get into these events for free, right?
That's right. It's a great tip. Membership comes with year-round access and other benefits, so it's a worthwhile investment if you plan on being a regular.
Okay, so let's shift from the quiet educational side to the Pulse of the harbor, the big celebratory events. It's the harbor's 61st year.
And the calendar's absolutely packed. Let's start with the anchor of the week, the year-round farmers market every Sunday at Marine Emporium Landing.
That's your reliable spot no matter the season. But spring is when things really kick off. We start with the celebration of the Whales Festival in April.
A must-see for anyone interested in cetaceans.
But I want to linger on the 16th annual Safe Boating Expo. This is not just a bunch of booths.
You're absolutely right. The materials make it clear this is a crucial, hands-on event. It features live demonstrations from air, sea, and land response teams.
So they're showing you exactly how search and rescue works.
They are. It's an essential safety event for any local boater. Then, to round out spring, you have the popular Father's Day car show.
Right. And moving into summer, the centerpiece is, of course, the 4th of July, an all-day thing with fireworks over the water.
But the community focus really shines with the music programs. They have both concerts in the park and concerts on the sea.
And these are free concerts featuring local artists. I found it interesting that the notes say Concerts on the Water is coming back bigger and better this year.
Yeah, that's a clear sign that community feedback is driving these decisions. The format was a huge success, so they're expanding it.
Then we finish the year strong. Fall and winter brings the Parade of Frights in October.
And then the real spectacle begins with 2 lighted boat parades.
Yes, including the big one. The 60th annual Holiday Parade of Lights. 60 years. That really speaks to its importance as a regional tradition.
It's a phenomenal calendar. But that brings up the structure question. How does all this complex activity get managed?
This is where we get into the Channel Islands Neighborhood Council, or CINC.
This group is the essential link between harbor life and local government. It's an all-volunteer group.
But their mandate is huge, isn't it? They're the liaison between residents and both the city of Oxnard and Ventura County.
They are the voice of the community. And their key focus areas tell you everything about life at the harbor. Safety, airport noise, and especially water quality.
Let's talk about the airport noise. Why is that such a persistent issue for them?
It's all about proximity. The harbor is right near Naval Base Ventura County at Point Mugu. So CINC works with the base to minimize disruption from training flights.
So they're like a buffer between the military installation and the neighborhoods.
An essential one. And water quality. Well, that's a perennial concern for any coastal community.
But it's especially critical for CINC, right?
Because the health of the harbor, ecologically and recreationally, depends on it. It can be affected by everything from storm runoff to red tides. CINC's role is to monitor and report on these conditions fast.
So if you want to understand the engine driving the harbor's regulations and future, CINC is it.
Absolutely. And their meetings are open to the public.
Nice.
The next one is Thursday, January 22nd from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Pacific Corinthian Yacht Club. And you can join via Zoom, so there's really no excuse not to tune in.
All right, so now that we know the structure and the calendar, let's talk about getting out on the water. The sources really highlighted that CIH is fully set up for a weekend getaway, mentioning 3 nearby hotels.
And if you're coming to the coast, you're coming for the wildlife. Whale watching is already running and goes through May. Prime time for migratory gray whales.
And the Festival of the Whales in April is the perfect companion event for that.
For sure. And if you're more into fishing, the top 2 charter operators are Channel Islands Sport Fishing and Hook's Landing.
And they offer a full spectrum of trips.
They do. Everything from a quick half-day trip to multi-day excursions out to the islands. And the catches are expected to be strong this year. Halibut, rockfish, and especially the seasonal white sea bass.
Thanks in part to those conservation efforts we talked about earlier.
Exactly. But maybe you'd rather be your own captain.
The rental options here are exceptional. You can rent boats from Harbor Hopper, SoCal Jet Skis, and I love this detail. Sunset Boat Rentals has electric boats for up to 12 people.
That electric boat option is highly strategic. It's perfect for a large group to just silently cruise the channels, no noise pollution.
So you can observe the wildlife, maybe even those sea bass pens, without disturbing anything.
It elevates the whole experience.
Yeah.
And for closer to the water, you've got kayaks and paddle boards from the Channel Islands Kayak Center.
Plus bikes from a few places, like Wheel Fun Rentals, Zachary Dunes, and Henry's. Or, if you want a guided tour without the fishing, there's Channel Islands Marine Safari Adventures and A&M Charters.
The takeaway is, whatever you want to do, charter, captain paddle, or cycle CIH has an option for you.
And finally, the fuel for all that adventure, the dining scene. It runs the gamut from quick bites to fine dining.
The list is pretty long. You've got Harbor Mart for quick things, Waterside for classic dining, Yolanda's for Mexican,
Portolas, fisherman's catch, and fresh for seafood, of course.
And we should give a quick shout out to Moquica, pronounced Moquecu. It's a spot specializing in traditional Brazilian cuisine. Definitely stands out.
So what does this all mean for you in 2026? We've covered this hugely successful marine conservation program, the deep cultural opportunities at the museum, and a packed event calendar.
It's clear that Channel Islands Harbor is more than just a location. It's a dynamic, deeply engaged, and really well-governed community. The success stories are a result of people actually showing up.
And that idea of community participation is about to become even more critical. We know from our sources that next week's deep dive is focusing on some massive upcoming changes.
That's right. Significant marina redevelopment, a big makeover for Fisherman's Wharf, and new park development.
So the provocative thought we want to leave you with is this. Considering the scale of this redevelopment, how will current community participation through channels like those CINC meetings directly shape the future of the harbor?
The blueprints for the next 60 years are literally being drawn right now.
The future of the harbor really does start now.
It does, and you can find more information on everything we discussed at channelislandsharbor.org, cneighbors.com for those critical council details, and visit disnard.com for wider area happenings.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into Channel Islands Harbor 2026. We hope you feel thoroughly informed and ready for the year ahead.
We look forward to diving deeper with you next time.